So I'll start.
So we're just gonna get.
So I'll start. Good morning. I'm Dr. Brian. Welcome to the JQ Edge, and I am so excited and happy. We've gotten literally hundreds of direct messages and questions like, what is JQ and what is JOYELY? And that was my fault. We totally forgot. So this morning for our JQ Edge show, I have the privilege of interviewing Cheryl Lynn, the creator, the visionary of the JQ Edge and joyely.com. So first, my best question is, what is JOYELY and what can it help, I'll say, leaders and entrepreneurs do different and better than previous consulting and coaching programs?
Good morning, Brian.
How are you?
Good, how are you? Let's get into this, guys. So good question. First of all, can I just give you a compliment?
Please.
So Dr. Brian and I yesterday went out on the town and we met an amazing human being, Karen Easton. Is that her last name?
Yes.
And she was at the Ahern
Hotel in
Las Vegas. And she showed us all around. And when we were complete, Brian says, let's give Karen the spotlight. And so I turned the camera on them and he interviewed her like a damn pro from,
Thank you.
You are quite the journalism expert. So I just really want to let everybody know how lucky we are to have you.
Well, thank you. I'm thrilled to be working with you.
Yes. Okay. So I just had to say that because I was blown away yesterday.
And we will be posting that Karen video later on.
Thank you, Karen, by the way. Beautiful hotel. So yes, so check in today. So it's just 15 minutes. We start on time, we end on time. And we want you to realize that joy intelligence is something that we all have. And we just never called it that or took the time to increase our own joy intelligence. So like IQ, what's that?
IQ is literally, as psychologists have now known, it's just a measurement. And it's a measurement of ability against a standard. So some people have super high ability, we might call that genius. Some people super low, we call that something else, but it doesn't mean you can't learn. And then came the next iteration, emotional intelligence. EQ. And now we will share with you for those people who really love studies and want the accuracy, but we now know our brain processes over 300 emotions in a millisecond. And then it's a question of reacting or not reacting. So I'm going to ask you, what does JQ or JOYELY do to help us through that process?
Okay, I just wanted to go from IQ to EQ.
Perfect.
So can you just in a sentence, what's EQ for everybody? So EQ, right? Like I grew up going, I thought, they have more IQ than I do. So I'm not a genius. So I felt like less than. Right. So that was sort of IQ's great and we can measure that, but it doesn't always set us up for success.
So emotional quotient or emotional intelligence is still brilliant. I don't want to demean it in any way. Mm-hmm. It was, for me as a therapist, it opened the door to make it acceptable to talk about emotions instead of in a 1-hour therapy session everywhere, because we're human beings and we have that emotion. So is your emotional intelligence? So I'll use myself as an example. Sometimes I want to be the spotlight. Sometimes I want something and I forget to take the steps to build trust and rapport. And I just say, can you do this for us? And they don't even know me. That if I did that all the time, I would have a low emotional quotient. And many of you, if you watch TV, you've seen that commercial. I forgot the insurance company, and the guy says, I'm a Minnesota fan and found out my boss is a Minnesota fan. So he comes down and in the team meeting, he keeps going, whoa, whoa, whoa. that's very low emotional quotient or intelligence. You want to read the room. You want to know how to approach your colleagues and certainly your boss. But it also, not but, additionally, it was for communication on dating and families and raising kids.
So my understanding of it is that emotional, thank you for that, that from my clinical perspective. I think when I have learned emotional intelligence over the years, it was an understanding, like what is an emotion? What is a feeling? What does it mean to go, I have emotions, you have emotions, I'm okay, you're okay. Like that is what we were grown up with. So
Right.
now thank you for asking. Joy intelligence, JQ, your joy quotient, if you will, which is the ability to tap into what it is that you want to accomplish during the day with your emotions. So what I like to say is your joy intelligence, we have the JQ map, right? There's 80 emotions on there. And the idea is to go into any meeting, any situation, any day, any part of your life with those emotions. So the purpose is to not let them control the day, but to use them to increase productivity, resilience, all your KPIs, whatever they are in your business, but also just to man up or put your mind in command, if you will, of the man. Did I say man up?
You did say
I did
man
not
up.
mean man up.
We did not want to offend
Yes.
the other half of the population.
I meant
Walk up.
manifest the things that you want in the world. So if you're looking for more better relationships or just to be a kinder human being, there's a lot of ways that you can use all of the emotions on the map to create that for yourself.
Okay, so let's put you in the hot seat,
Okay.
so to speak.
The chair of joy.
Okay. We want to present to us audience of 500 people.
Mm.
We meet somebody who's I'll say, influencer in the community. I know how I could blow that meeting. How can we learn from you? If you can isolate, what can JOYELY do to help us process from anxiety, tension, fear to have that successful interaction and meeting with somebody like that?
Is that a brilliant question? So how many of you are getting ready for a meeting right now, right? Or you have a phone call to make. There's some sales on the agenda. You have an opportunity. There's someone that you want to call that maybe you haven't called in a while. Would you say, I'm going to pull my cards, professional presence card, that maybe you're feeling a little anxious, right? So here's how I do it. Every single day, I pull a card out of, or I just go to the map. You don't have to have a chance to do this work. But I ask the questions on here. Why am I feeling anxious? What is the opportunity up ahead? What am I miss if I go in there and I'm closed down and I don't experience this anxiousness? So what I do is I give myself time to feel anxious. And so the question on the map here or on the here is what facts can you focus on to ground yourself right now? So the fact is Brian is here doing work with me, right? We have a whole team across across the world that we're having a meeting with in 7 minutes, and everyone's excited, right? And
Right.
so it's like, what does the actual anxiousness? How does it help me in the meeting? So let's do it real quick. We're going to do a chair of joy so we can help you guys. That's why you came here, right? To process
And ladies.
something. So sorry, ladies and gentlemen, however you identify. And so let's sit in the chair of joy. So here, if you don't mind reading this one for the first time, that would be great. So there's 4 steps: sit, breathe, think, feel. So go ahead, just
Say that one more time.
sit, breathe, think, feel.
Right, I wanted the audience.
Oh, sorry,
to get
sit,
it.
breathe,
So,
think, feel.
I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, just reach.
So think about a positive place for you.
So-
Sit under a sturdy tree, roots deep in the earth.
Mm.
Breathe in steady and strength. Breathe out uncertainty and tension. Think, visualize holding a smooth stone, cool and solid. Feel, let its weight anchor you, bringing calm and clarity.
Wow. First of all, you're very good at that. Does he have a great voice?
Thank you.
So the idea of just being under a tree and holding a rock and all of that just started to make me tap in and anchor into the emotion of anxiousness. There's a lot more about the cards that we talk about in our trainings and all the things, but the idea was to move that emotion of anxiousness through my body so that I could actually feel it and then get to the next emotion, which at the bottom,
Overwhelmed. Overwhelmed,
uh-huh.
insecure, or unfocused.
So if those are some of the words that are now in my purview, I might then take some time to feel those emotions. But again, the idea is to feel many of those emotions every day, all day long. So you're not stuck in one, which will hold you back from what it is that you want to accomplish.
Okay, so Cheryl just did a great job of showing us all the steps in the moment. Okay, what if it's the boss comes and says, you need to fill in for me, and you don't have that? Well, that's what our coaching program will show you, is how do you access sit, breathe, feel, think instantly, process the emotion, and then here's what happens. Literally, I'm sorry, I didn't want to put you on the spot that much, but literally your brain resets. And that allows you to feel the emotion, and then remember this, your brain will give you the answer you ask it. So if I do sit, breathe, feel, think with anxiety,
Sit, breathe,
overwhelm,
think, feel.
sit, breathe, think, feel,
Sit, breathe, think,
feel. What happens is your brain does the reset. And if you say, how can I be my best in this on-the-spot meeting? Your brain will give you the answer. And so we will help you move through 300 different emotions so that
80.
on the spot,
Mhm.
yes, there are 300 we've identified,
Yes.
80 to be precise, that we work with you on. Anything that comes up, you'll be able to process and move through. Now, my question for you is, what is different about this than other coaching programs? Why is this the best new iteration, or why would people want to give us a shot at this?
I mean, people can come for free for 15 minutes.
That's true.
That's one thing. I think, we not only is the Joy Intelligent a coaching program, but it's also a therapy model now that we're launching. But I really think that when the people come into here today, they can already sense the energy around Joy Intelligence. So once you master or start increasing your safety, presence, and joy, which are the pillars of what we're doing, every time you come into this meeting every morning. So by the way, huge kudos for coming. Every time you come in, your safety is going up a little bit because we're telling you it's okay to be anxious. It's okay to do all the things, but also you get to move through them. So, and then when you move through them, you're more present. And of course, you're going to access your joy a little bit more.
I'm sorry,
often.
I have to interrupt you. Say that last sentence again.
Okay.
When you're present in the emotions.
So when you're safe, you're grounded, then allows you to be more present with yourself and with other people. So when you're doing that, you're settling into, I can actually feel all the emotions and move them through my body in real time, even in 10 seconds before the meeting with the boss. I often go sit, breathe, think, feel, sit, breathe, think, feel, 10 seconds before I go and do something. So it works that fast. And then finally to feel those emotions in your body so you can access your joy. So when I do that really quickly, I can access a little bit of joy and go into the meeting with less anxiousness.
Right. And that helps you be your best,
Absolutely.
present and focused. And I've been in psychology since 1984. And this is what I've learned over and over and over in business, in military, in police. We're taught, shove those feelings down, shut them down. And now we know if you allow yourself to feel, to be in the present moment, they will pass through you and you could be at your best. But still today, 2026, I had a client in coaching. I'm doing full-time therapy. What happened? Somebody passed away, took a month, and the boss literally asked her, aren't you over it yet? No, it could take a year if you lose somebody who's very close to you. And our society just still, it's taboo to feel down. And emotions are what? They're not. What are our emotions? They're not
good or bad, right or wrong. Sorry, you're testing me.
Sorry. put Cheryl on the spot there.
So we're really grateful that you came in again today, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
And before we end, please go to Dr. Brian Grossman on LinkedIn. We have a dynamic special offer for all of you, and we'll have a landing page, but you can direct message me or Cheryl. It's benefits you and our nonprofit, which helps veterans and homeless kids in the Nevada state area. So
Thanks.
see you when tomorrow.